Hi everyone, Alchemist here. Today is a pick a pile reading, and it's gonna be a past life tarot reading. It's gonna be specifically a past life that is affecting you in this lifetime, a past life that's connected to your lifetime currently, this lifetime that you're having. But before I move on, I want to thank you all for watching, for commenting, for liking, for subscribing. It means a lot to me. Also, link in the description box below, thyself.com. I offer personal readings, past life readings, future life readings, sigils, rituals, spells, and many, many other things. So let's get right to it. Before I start, I will invite you to pick one of these two piles. I'm using two different decks today. One is the Hermetic Tarot deck, and the other is the Thoth deck, the Aleister Crowley deck, the Thoth deck. So pick a pile. Feel free to take your time and see which pile resonates the most with you, and then pick it. And depending on the pile you pick, it's gonna be the lifetime, a past lifetime, that is affecting you in this lifetime, if that makes sense to you. So I'm going to start with the Hermetic Tarot deck. So I'm gonna do a quick portal opening to invite spirits and demons and entities to assist us with this reading. Hereby declare the portal open. So we have some assistance from Spirit, and we are going to see what do we have for the people who picked pile number one, which is the Hermetic Tarot deck. Past life. So here, this past life, you were glorious, you were badass, you were like the Empress, because it's the first thing that came up here, the Empress card. You were at your highest potential, you were at your highest level. You were an Empress. I sense that this happened around the time of, basically, I'm trying to guess based on the cards that I have here. Spirit is telling me that this is around the Roman times. That's what came to me, the Roman times. And you had so much power. You had so much power. You didn't have to do much work. You didn't have to struggle. You didn't have to fight. You didn't have to fight for what's yours, or fight to make money, or fight to get the things that you want. Everything was handed to you. This is an Empress card. That means you were some sort of royal. I sense royalty. It's a strong female energy. It's feminine energy here. So you were a woman around the Roman times, and you were born as a royal. You were born as a princess, which eventually became a queen or an empress. And everything was handed to you since birth, because you were born in a royal family. So you didn't have to work. You didn't have to struggle. You didn't have to think about where money or treasure or gold is coming from. You didn't have to think about how to provide for yourself. You didn't have to think of any of these tedious things that most humans struggle with, which is to make a living. You didn't have to. Everything was given to you. Everything was, you were rich. You had a lot of treasures. You had a lot of gold. I hear gold here. And you were living lavishly a luxurious life, and you were splurging your money and your fortune left and right, and you were giving yourself everything that you wanted. And that's the life you had back then. How is that life affecting you in this lifetime? So now that we knew the life, let's see how it's affecting you now. Because even the other cards that I pulled here are actually just confirming what I said. They're basically confirming that you didn't have to work, that you didn't have to struggle, that you just, things for you were of no value almost. You were so rich, you were so royal that you didn't have to even, you didn't give value to anything, because you thought you're on top of the food chain. You thought that you're the highest ranking out there, and that there's nothing for you to do or to you know, an example, the perfect example of this in nowadays time would be, maybe you were some sort of celebrity or some Hollywood actress, like very famous actress, or some, you know, politician, or like a famous author or a famous writer, someone famous, and someone that has a lot of money, like generational wealth. But that's what you were back then. I don't know if you're that now. That's what you were back then. So how is that affecting you in this lifetime? Let's see. So in this lifetime, this came here. You're kind of having the opposite of that lifetime. You're kind of having the opposite, but it's for a reason. You're here in this lifetime to learn wisdom, because right now it's not all about money and luxury and splurging and living lavishly. You're actually here to learn, because I got here the High Priestess card that came reversed. High Priestess card reversed. That means that there's a lot of, how I'm reading this is that there's a lot of knowledge and wisdom that you need to acquire, and especially about the spirit realm, especially about the occult. You spend that lifetime just living as a royal and having fun and having, you know, enjoying the material things that earth has to offer. It was given to you since day one. In this lifetime, you're here to learn wisdom. You're here to learn knowledge. You're here to learn the true purpose of existence. So it has nothing to do with money and living a luxurious life and all of that stuff that you had before. It has nothing to do with it. You were given that in your previous life, so that in this lifetime you can focus on learning about wisdom, about the spirit realm, about the underworld, about what is beyond, about the realm of the unseen, about the things that you cannot see with your physical eyes. This is what you're here to do in this lifetime. So that was given to you in your previous life, so you don't have to worry about it in this lifetime, so you don't have to desire it again, because you've had it. Because once we get something out of our system, we're done with it. We don't desire it. We just leave it in the past. So that's why you had that, you got it over with. Now it's time to do the real work. Now it's time to deep into the serious stuff, into what makes us who we really are, into knowing who you truly are. That's how this lifetime is affecting you. So I see here that this lifetime is all about purpose. It's all about drive. It's all about fulfillment. It's all about not enjoying the luxuries of life, even though you might not like that, but it's just, if the reason why you don't have that, why you don't have that luxury that you had before, is so that you can focus this lifetime on the elements that you're lacking, the elements that your soul is lacking, which is knowing who you are, which is gaining wisdom, which is gaining experience. Because if you want to end the cycle of reincarnation, that's what's necessary. If you don't want to keep reincarnating over and over and over, that's what you need to do. So that luxury is not given to you in this lifetime. It was not given to you with the purpose to know who you truly are. Couple cards fell on the floor here. Too many cards, so I'm just gonna shuffle again and pull one last card before I move on to the other pile. So here we have the King of Wands and it's a reverse. So it's the message here, and at the bottom of the deck there was the Two of Cups. The message is loud and clear. It's not this lifetime is not about enjoying treasures and money and gold and flashy things. It's about doing what gives you love, pleasure, and fulfillment. It's about inner fulfillment. It's about alchemical completion. It's about alchemical transformation. It's about finding that inner, true, core essence which makes you who you truly are. That's what you're here to do in this lifetime. It's not about chasing money, chasing luxury, chasing fancy things, because you've done that. And if you do it again, it's not gonna get you anywhere, and you're just gonna keep repeating the cycle. And the last thing the human wants to do is to repeat the cycle over and over and over. So that's what I have for the Hermetic Tarot deck. Let's move on to the Thoth Tarot deck. Let's see what we have here. So for you guys who pick the Thoth Tarot deck, your past life, and how is it affecting you in this life? Interesting. So this past life that you had, it was a past life that was successful. It was fulfilling. It was all about knowing the mysteries of existence, the mysteries of the universe. And this is very interesting because I'm sensing that this is what the cards are saying here. I'm hearing that the spirits are telling me this is basically the opposite of the first pile, which is quite interesting. Because the other two cards that showed up here is that they're telling me that you, in this past life, you were fulfilled. You knew who you are. You knew the wisdom and the knowledge of existence. You spent your whole life researching everything about life, about the spirit realm, about the underworld, about balance, about like the occult. But you didn't have money. You didn't have, well, you had just enough. You didn't have a lot of money, and you didn't have a lot of luxury and pleasure and splurging and fancy things. Literally the opposite of the Hermetic deck. This is so weird. This is really weird. So you didn't have money. You didn't have that kind of like fancy life or that royal life, but you were so fulfilled. And the bottom of the deck here, you were the seeker, because we have number 7. Here number 6, which is the number of balance, harmony, and love, and the number of earth, of material things, of material knowledge. The number that represents earth, that represents the human, that represents the spirit realm, that represents the quest for humans to understand the spirit realm. That's number 6. You had it in that lifetime. You understood it, you studied it, you researched it, because number 7, you were seeking it. It's the number of the seeker. It's the number of someone who's looking for true knowledge and the truth in general. You had it. This is very interesting. And in this lifetime, you were in ancient Egypt. Here's the bottom, the card that showed up right after. At the bottom, we have Horus sitting. This is for me saying that it's ancient Egypt. That's where you were incarnated. You were a priest or priestess, and you worked in a temple of ancient Egypt. Probably, since Horus is here, probably in the temple for Horus, or the temple of Horus. That's where you worked, and that's why your life was fulfilled. You knew the wisdom, you knew the knowledge, you were a priest, you were a priestess, and you understood how existence and how life worked. But you didn't have money, you didn't have luxury, you didn't have treasures, you didn't have gold, you didn't have these fancy things. So how is that affecting you in this lifetime is what I'm gonna tell you right now. How is that life affecting you in this lifetime? How are they connected? So that's for you. This is kind of interesting. Let's see here what we have. So in this lifetime, you came to learn. There's no, this is interesting. For you, there's no transformation that needs to be done, because that wisdom and knowledge, by the way, for you who picked this pile, the wisdom, the knowledge, you have it. You just need to remember it. You don't need to learn it. So as in, like, you don't need to go and read books or do research, hardcore research. You can research just a little bit and you'll remember everything. You just need to remember, because you've done the work in that past life. You hold that essence of knowledge, you hold it, you have it within you. It's not like you have to learn it from scratch. But in this lifetime, you came here to not transform or learn per se. You came here to learn more about, I see here, this is, transcend. You're here to transcend. You're here to go to the next step even above. So it's as if you skipped. So you skipped the stage of, I'm having so many channeling that's coming to me right now. I just need to put it in a sentence that makes sense. Okay, hold on. So you've learned, you've done the work. You don't even need to transform. And you skip the phase of money, luxury, making a lot of money, making financial abundance. You skip that. You don't need it. Because learning in the temple of Horus, all the wisdom, made you realize that it's not about money. It made you realize it's not about royalty. It made you realize that it's not about fancy, shiny things. That's not what it's about. That made you, that studying the whole lifetime, that kind of delving yourself into that knowledge, you realize that that's not gonna get you anywhere. That's just something of earth. That's something that's on earth, and it stays on earth. It doesn't go anywhere. So because you learned that in this lifetime, you're here to continue what you started in that past lifetime, which is to stop the process of reincarnation and ascend to the next dimension of existence. That's what you're here to do. We have here number 5. If you see here, the number 5 is the number that represents humanity, human beings. And this card at the bottom of the deck, this beautiful card represents for me a deity that's flying in the spirit realm. So you're here to ascend, to transcend that kind of human existence. This is probably going to be your last reincarnation as a human being for you guys who are watching this. So you can go to the next level of existence, so you can join the gods, so you can become a real god, not just a human. This is like, wow, really. I wasn't expecting this to come out like this. It's crazy. So for you guys are the wise ones who picked this. You guys are the wise ones, and you're here to kind of end the cycle. That's it. This is probably the last time you're gonna be a human. And you guys know, you have the knowledge within, and you know it's not about money, it's not about chasing money or being, you know that. You already got that out of your way. You learned it, you know it. One last card, and I'm gonna close the reading for you guys. Yeah, it's all about moving on. It's all about figuring out how to not reincarnate as a human being anymore, because that's it. You're done, you've learned, so it's time to move on. The Chariot card reversed here. We have the Chariot card reversed because you're trying to figure out what is it that you need to do to move on. Well, I use the word ascend. I don't like to use the word ascend because it's kind of too new agey. But it's just, let's call it move on to the next level of existence. Something that's not human. Let's call it that. And yeah, like so basically, yeah, this is it. And last card, the Lovers. Another major arcana, number 6, the representation of the spirit realm, the representation of divinity, of love. So you're here to learn about that so you can move on to the next level. Because earlier here, number 5 is human, number 6 is the realm of the unseen, is the divine realm, is the underworld, is the realm of demons, is the realm of the next step that comes after being a human. And that's what you're here to do. So I hope this makes sense for you guys. I'm gonna close the portal. Thank you for watching. Let me know in the comment section which pile resonated with you. Hereby declare the portal closed. Thank you.